Hi guys, the Benidorm Enthusiast here, coming to the end of August. Yes, we can see the end of summer in sight, but what sort of summer has it been? Now, the summer season in Benidorm can be quite confusing if you don't know that much about Benidorm, because you'll see loads of conflicting reports. Some people will say it's really busy, it's packed, and other people will say that it was quiet. Some people even say it's dead. So what is the truth about the summer in Benidorm? Well, it really depends on which area you go to, because different areas attract different sorts of people at different sort of times of year. So today we're going to take you for a wander around the different parts of Benidorm and show you exactly what it's like while I try and explain to you the dynamics of the summer tourism season in Benidorm. So we're starting at the Rincon de Loit end of Levante beach, and as you can see looking at the beach, it is very, very busy indeed. This is probably the busiest time of year for the beach. Not surprising, it's summer, it's hot, who wouldn't want to be on the beach? Contrary to popular belief, for a lot of people that don't know much about Benidorm and think it is completely dominated by the Brits, that is not the case, especially in summer. In fact, most of the tourists on the beach there are in fact Spanish. In fact, for most months of the year, when you look at the tourist population and the percentage of nationalities, the highest one will almost always be Spanish. For most of the year, around 50% of the tourist population is from right here in Spain. The Spanish absolutely love Benidorm. When it comes to international tourists, the Brits do lead the way, and for most of the year they can be around 40 to 45% of the tourist population. But in summer that number does drop quite dramatically. In July and August it can go as low as 30%, and the rest of the population of tourists is made up with other nationalities. The Portuguese, the Italians, the French, the Belgians, the Dutch, they all love Benidorm in summer as well. So looking at the beach like that, then you're going to say Benidorm in August is absolutely packed, because that's where everybody wants to be. Then you'd look at the Levante promenade, for example, and it looks very, very empty compared to other times of year. Why is that? Well, it's too hot. Who wants to be walking about up and down the prom when you can be lazing on the beach? Onto the Benidorm Strip now, and this is probably the area that shocks people the most when it comes to the summer season, because it does go incredibly quiet around here, especially in the daytime. Why is that? Well, that's because this is the area that is normally dominated by Brits. Other nationalities, they just don't come here. And it's not just that there are less Brits here in summer either. The types of Brits that come here are different. It's family time, it's school holidays. The British families that come here, they will be around the pool, they'll be on the beach, they'll be at the water parks, they'll be at the theme parks, they'll be doing all those sorts of family activities, and not in the pubs all day long. So these bars on the Strip, which can be absolutely booming, overflowing with party-going Brits during spring and autumn, do experience a noticeable lull in numbers during the summer months. And I will say as well, I think each summer it does get even quieter around here, because the families don't come here much either anymore. It's just not family friendly. There are not many family friendly bars. It's geared up for partying, it's geared up for boozing, and it's geared up for going wild. Isn't the time of year for stag do's, it isn't the time of year for hen do's. All the stags and hens are back home getting married. They're not here celebrating their last night or their last weekend of freedom. So yes, the Strip does go quiet in summer. And it's not worrying. A lot of bars even take a bit of a holiday, close for a few weeks, give their staff a rest. If it gets to September and it's still like this, then that's the time we should be getting worried. Into the Old Town now, the hustle and bustle heart of Benidorm, and for most parts of the year you will always see plenty of people around the Old Town. But in the summer months, the amount of people that you see in the Old Town will differ drastically depending on what time of day it is. In the mornings there'll be people out for a coffee, having a bite for breakfast, having a wander around the shops. Then late afternoon, early evening, people coming off the beach, going for pre-dinner drinks and things like that. But if you were to come into the Old Town at say 3 p.m. in the afternoon, it would be pretty dead. There's just no people walking about at that time of day. It's too hot for wandering, too hot for walking. A lot of the shops will be shut for siesta. So again, it does depend what time that you come down here to see, is it busy or is it dead? When it comes to bars and restaurants in the Old Town, whether they're busy or not in summer will depend on what they offer. If they're open to the international market, then this will be one of the busiest times of year for them. But if they limit themselves to the British tourists, then they will go a little bit quiet, like some of the Brit bars do. And again, some of the British bar owners will take this opportunity to have a little holiday in the summer months. We're down onto the Poniente side now, and even as we get into the early evening, the beach down here is still very, very busy indeed. This is probably the most international part of Benidorm, with different people from all over the world enjoying a holiday in Benidorm in this area. Hotels, restaurants, bars to cater for all nationalities, for all ages, and this is the time of year that this area really booms. So I hope this video has cleared up a little bit of the confusion which surrounds the summer seasons here in Benidorm. There is absolutely no cause for concern, no matter what you see in the papers about Benidorm being dead, about businesses struggling, about people worrying. It's all, as usual, BS. The hotel occupancy rates, well, we haven't had the final figures for August, but the first 2 weeks of August, Benidorm hit almost 93% hotel and tourist accommodation occupancy. Pretty much virtually full. We couldn't get many more people here in Benidorm for their holidays in summer if they tried. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast. Stay positive and stay safe.